CJFL Spotlight shines on Drake Douglas. The reason why the Canada Cup is underway. Drake plays for the Saskatoon Hilltops now, but played for the Team Saskatchewan in 2019. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. I want to, if you can, unlock some of those memories of the Canada Cup. I want to start, first of all, Team Saskatchewan. You end up winning the gold, but first, how did you get part of the team? Was it an invitation? Did you have to try out? Do you remember?
Yeah, so in Saskatchewan, they'll do the skill ID camps. I think they do one in both Saskatoon and Regina. So I would have went to the Regina one. That was where I lived closer to. And so we did the skill ID camps, and then you get invited to. I think after the skill ID camp, they invite you to the tryout, and then after the tryout, they have the top 100 camp in one of the cities where both the north and south, like Saskatoon and Regina,
Mhm.
will be there, and then they have their selection process after that.
Wow. So it's quite a process. How did you know about the Canada Cup? Have you been a kid that always followed it and dreamed of playing?
Well, yeah, when I'd been 14, I played on the U16 team for Team Sask. So then during that, our tryouts were usually just before, or just after the U18 tryouts. So you got to see those guys going, and I knew a couple guys who were on the U18 team who the year I played U16, they would have just lost to Quebec. I believe it might have been 2017.
Okay.
And then yeah, obviously I watched the 2018 team win, which had a lot of guys that I knew, and I just didn't quite make that team. So the next year I was ready to get going and get one of those gold medals myself.
Did it motivate you when when you got cut there from the 2018? Was that a good motivation to make the next year team?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't try to take it too personal or nothing. They were just trying to make the best team they could, and I was a little younger at the time, but no, it definitely motivated me and pushed me to I had something to compare myself to, and these are what the guys looked like who made it over me, and how what did I need to do to close the gap to catch up to them.
Hmm. So you make it in 2019. Once you're now part of the team, then what? Is it a bunch of practices? Do you play games at all in preparation for the Canada Cup?
If I remember right, we had one weekend practice where we went up to the U of S campus and we practiced there. So that would have been two, maybe three practices during the one weekend. And then we had like a training camp style practice where it's always at the U of R campus. And then yeah, we would eat in the cafeteria there and everything. We would have meetings in like the film rooms there. And yeah, we would usually do like two a days where we'd have a morning practice, film, lunch, have a bit of a break, and then yeah, back to practice, back to film. And so it was pretty full days. And I believe we would do like 4 days of practice, and then we'd be right to flying out to the tournament.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot. Were you ever at any moment thinking, man, this is a lot of football right now. I don't know if I can handle this.
I definitely never worried that I could handle it. It definitely was a lot of football. It was a lot of sun. I remember everybody having the glove tan from practice and everything. Um, yeah, no, it was definitely, but no, that's just what I love. Honestly, playing football is my favorite thing to do in the sports world at least. And yeah, no, I to be out there with all those guys and get to practice, and especially once we got to Kingston, yeah, that was definitely not too much football for me.
Yeah. Had you been to Ontario before?
No, that was my first time going to Ontario. Yeah, it was one of my first times flying too. It was like my second time flying, so it was an interesting experience. No, yeah, we all flew out as a team, and I think we landed in Ottawa, and then we busted to Kingston, I believe we did. And yeah, no, I thought it was awesome. I had never been that far out east before, and it's a bit of a different world out there. It was cool to get to not only to get to go and play high level football, but also get to travel and see a little bit more of the country was like really awesome.
While you were there, was there time to sightsee? Because Kingston's got some pretty cool stuff in there. Queen's University is there. Did you get a chance to
Yeah.
see?
Definitely. So we had one day of like we had basically like one full day of downtime where we had like an early practice, and then we were like good to have free time. So they bust us out to that. I forget what the street was called, but there's that street where it's just like just shops and restaurants as far as the eye can see. And so they just dropped us off there, and we were able to just go explore the city a little bit, and it was absolutely awesome. And seeing like there was like the lake or the bay there with all like the boats parked on it and everything, and like yeah, we just got to explore a lot. We ended up going to a movie as a team after everybody kind of had their free time, like with their like friends and family and stuff like that. And then yeah, so we all got our day to kind of explore around, and it was also pretty awesome. The dorm we stayed in, which was an absolutely beautiful building. Every building there was like these like old stone beautiful buildings. And the one that we stayed in was right next to a beach, so we got to head to the beach like most days and cool off because it was the main thing I remember is how humid it was. That was the biggest difference. Like it'd be like plus 25, plus 30, but it'd feel like hotter than I've ever felt. Like the humidity was crazy.
Does that change your game, your preparation at all?
It definitely changed our preparation. And one thing I remember was like our coaches were pretty strict on like the uniforms for practice. Everybody had to be wearing like the team shorts and
Mm.
everything like that. And the one day, one of the kids was wearing the wrong type of shorts, and so we all had to run, and and we were all really worried. And we ran one down and back, and that was the hardest down and back I've ever had to run in my life in that humidity. Like everybody was sweating, so they only made us do one. They were like, "Yeah, we all got the picture after one. He did not need to push us any further than that. So yeah, no, the cardio in general. Our trainers were great. They had like cold towels and like Gatorade, cold water, everything. So you'd get to the bench after and just like wrap a freezing towel around your neck, and it just yeah, it was playing in that type of weather definitely affects the game a lot.
Yeah. Man, what a cool experience. Hey, like medals aside, everything you got to experience with your teammates, you probably have some friendships now for life. And this would be something, wouldn't you be able to, if you could, invite everybody to have the experience because it's so memorable, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. No, that's some of my best sports memories are there. And
Yeah.
like you said, I still do have lots of friendships from guys I know from that tournament. I have teammates on the Hilltops now that played on that team, Cody Szymanski's first one to pop to my mind there. And yeah, no, I have other guys that I knew from Regina who anytime I see them, it's like immediately we just get talking. And
Yeah.
so the type of bond that you build from a trip like that is definitely one that lasts a long time.
What do you remember about the competition? Was it pretty good?
Yeah, no, I remember it being really tough. I'm trying to remember which teams we played. I remember our first game was not very close, but the next two were close because I think we played Ontario and then Quebec, or
Mm.
maybe the other way around. But anyway, no, I remember those Ontario and Quebec teams were really good. I remember them playing tight, like their zones were different. Their guys were all just like they just had great athletes out there who were just all their DBs were just ball hawks. They were all like as soon as the ball would be in the air, they'd all just be swarming to it. Like they were all very athletic players, very well coached players, and it was definitely tough competition. Yeah, definitely like yeah at the time, definitely the best competition I had played for sure.
Yeah. Other than winning gold, was there a play? Was there a moment you'll always take with you?
A moment. I remember. I think it was in the semifinal. Riker Frank, our running back. We did a pitch, and I was the wide side receiver. And yeah, I had like I was basically he gets outside everybody else. It's just the DB that can get him now, and I had a nice block for him. And I just remember our coaches going just absolutely crazy for that block. They were more excited about my block than they were about his huge run because I felt like he did all the work. He was making moves and everybody was stiff arming. He was getting outside. But I think that just showed like the culture of the coaches of like even though I'm a receiver and receivers are usually more of a flashy position that they were they were way more excited about that block than they were about any catch I had or any catch or any big play that we had that game. That type of fundamental football was what they were looking for.
Yeah.
And yeah, that always stands out to me. Yeah.
Does this help you? Does this experience help you become a better player with the Hilltops, do you think?
I definitely think so. Yeah. The main thing I noticed with our team was the discipline difference. We would all as a team we would walk to the cafeteria and eat, and we'd leave as a team. Pretty much everything we did, like it was like a competition to see who would be earliest to all our film sessions and all our meetings, right? And usually we'd start our film sessions 10 minutes early because everybody got there 20 minutes early,
Wow.
and we're all just sitting waiting for it to start. So that type of yeah, just being early, being doing things as a team. And then just also just like dropping your ego, right? Like everybody on that team, they're the guy at their high school or wherever they played. They're the guy, they're the main option. They're the star of the show, but you get to a team like that and it's a team full of those guys. So
Hmm.
no matter who you are, you had to swallow your ego a little bit and do what you had to do to win, because over everything else, winning was what we were there for. And yeah, no, just that winning culture of working as a team is something that yeah still sticks with me, especially on the hilltops now.
Well said. What a great experience out to Kingston, all the memories you made there, and then of course on the field and winning the championship. Drake, thanks for sharing your memories, and we'll see you on
Yeah,
the field for the Hilltops this year.
perfect. Yeah, thank you.